Resident Evil 8 opening sequence leaked. I'm so excited to talk about that. And Bendy and the Ink Machine, or Bendy franchise in general, new update regarding the books. So you know what, without wasting any more time, let us begin. So we're gonna start off with Bendy franchise because it is small news update. So on the Reddit of Bendy and the Ink Machine, user by the name of Alice5772 posted this quote: Adrien Kress has confirmed that no new Bendy books will be coming out this year, which means the planned Sent from Above book isn't coming out this year. And they also posted and shared the tweets that talk about this. They said, quote, I'm getting a lot of Bendy book questions. While there is something cool in development, I can't talk about it, alas. What I can say is that next Bendy novel will be The Illusion of Living in February 2021. No new Bendy novels will be out this year. Hope this helps. That was August 5th. And then other person by the name of Johannes Dark asked, I asked for the books sent from the above via Amazon. Will that also be out the next year, or is it cancelled? And they responded with, this one is recent. Unfortunately, I can't say anything about that. Just that nothing is coming out this year. Sorry, I can't be more help. Now this confirms and actually shows that what was inevitable back then is now happening, because Bendy books were supposed to come out late this year, and we actually covered this at the beginning of this year, but thanks to COVID-19 everything got delayed, so we only have FNAF books now. And you know what, I'm enjoying the heck out of it, but we will keep an eye on this considering previous books were awesome. I'm pretty sure these ones are gonna be awesome. I wonder what's happening with the Bendy comics that they were supposed to be in works. That was also a rumor, we're not sure, but we'll see about that. Anyway, let's move on to Resident Evil 8. Now I'm gonna quote metro.co.uk because they've actually shortened down whatever is happening in the opening sequence. Two things, spoilers alert of course, from Resident Evil 7, and also take this with pure grain of salt. It is not absolutely 100% confirmed. It is just like The Last of Us Part 2 leaks that we talked about. It's just that now I'm doing it with a different video game. Anyway, they said Resident Evil 8 Village playtest leak details opening sequence. Now let's see what do we have. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. Quote, the game allegedly opens with a segment of protagonist Ethan in his home where he's living with his wife Mia, who is reading a story to their baby daughter, Rose. Now, we actually saw some of the glimpses in the trailer, and we also know that we saved Mia in the last game, Resident Evil 7. During this segment, you can walk around Ethan's house, where there are notes to read which seems to serve as a means of explaining what Ethan has been doing since the events of Resident Evil 7, which actually makes a lot of sense. Some of the details mentioned in these notes are that Ethan and his family are considered to be free of the E-virus, aka the mold. We don't talk about that. And then Ethan has spent some time training with Chris. We saw him in the actual trailer of Resident Evil 8, implying that the two have remained in contact with each other. That also shows why he was so shocked to see whatever he did, which we'll come to just right now. After putting the baby to bed, Ethan attempts to have a conversation with Mia regarding what happened in Resident Evil 7. Not a good sign. But she seems to want to avoid talking about it. I would too. Why would you do that, Ethan? Shortly afterwards, bullets shatter through the window and hit Mia, followed up by Chris entering the house with two masked men, we also saw that in the trailer, who pump more bullets into Mia, rest in peace, after delivering his "sorry Ethan" line from the announcement trailer. What's also messed up is that they said on the article, at least he's apologetic about killing Ethan's wife. Come on man, that's kinda messed up. But then again, that's homie crew. Chris proceeds to also take Ethan's baby while Ethan himself is bundled into a vehicle, which later crashes and leaves Ethan stranded in the woods. Following the path eventually leads him to the tutelar village with lots of dead animals lying on the ground. This is probably where we saw that old man in the cabin in the woods. That did not sound right, but you get my point. Around this point, things starts to become more interactive as Ethan enters a cabin with old man. See, I told you all from the trailer who gives Ethan his first weapon, a pistol. Unfortunately, Ethan shortly discovers that the pistol has no bullets. We got played when the old man is taken by a huge tentacle, while Ethan is dragged through the floorboards when he enters what sounds like the game's first combat section, surrounded by werewolf-like enemies. We also saw that at the end of the trailer. We also saw many multiple characters, and which we'll come to in just a second. During this section, he can find pistol ammo and a shotgun to use furniture marked with yellow tape to make barricades that block enemies from pursuing him. Very interesting. Apparently, these werewolf enemies deal massive damage and are said to have a pack-like mentality, where they will try to surround Ethan Ethan and form a perimeter before closing in. The section is also, according to the source, non-linear and gives players the freedom to attempt it in different ways, though they do state that there isn't enough ammo to confront the enemies and running away is ultimately the only option. If that's the case, you already know not a single bullet is gonna be wasted in that area. Once Ethan gets outside, he is then confronted by a large enemy wielding a giant hammer who leaps from above and is also from the trailer. While they are described as a mini-boss, this being doesn't attack Ethan and instead calls off the werewolves before leaving. Ethan continues before meeting an old woman in robes who says how she feels the two of them will be seeing a lot of each other in the future. I don't know about that one, Chief. It's believed this woman will act as the game's merchant, and her dialogue certainly insinuates this, just like Zoe. Okay, now that I think about it, not really. The playtest ends with a cutscene of some other villagers hiding in the building when one of them transforms into a werewolf, which we saw at the end of the trailer, and the villagers they're talking about are probably gonna be the characters that we saw trying to run away and get away from this chaos and havoc and the insanity that is about to follow poor Ethan. He just wanted to save his wife Mia after everything, after 3 years of no contact. Then he got his hand chopped off, then it got stitched, then we went through so many nasty stuff only to get his wife killed by crew, and now again we're in a circle of I don't know what, and I don't know what is going to be the objective for Ethan this time. I know I'm not talking about for us a player, but for Ethan as a character, because before it was must find Mia, must save her. Now what? She's dead. What are we gonna do? Either way, boys, I am so excited for Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 7, when it dropped, was my game of the year. When we're Resident Evil 2 and 3, if they are upping those games, just imagine Resident Evil 8. Of course, we're far away from the Resident Evil 8 release, but I'm pretty sure this month we will learn something, get a new trailer, teaser, something. But you know for a fact that I'll be covering this game regularly because it is one of my favorite and go-to horror games genre franchise out there alongside Silent Hill. But Silent Hill has been silenced. That was an unintentional pun, alright? Don't kill me. But either way, we will see where all of this takes us. But until then, drop your thoughts and theories down in those comments below. Do you believe this playtest leak, or do you think it's all just bullcrap to get internet attention? Either way, this got me hyped, and I'll see you boys on the flip side.